The city of Utica had 3 newspapers during the Civil War: the Utica Morning Herald, Oneida Weekly Herald, and the Utica Daily Observer. The papers received the latest news from letters written by local soldiers. Other soldiers wrote home and asked their parents to give the letters for publication. These were an important source of information for the folks at home. December 23, 1862. A dispatch from Honorable W.J. Bacon, who hastened after the Battle of Fredericksburg, Maryland to the site of his wounded son, announces the death on Thursday of William Kirkland Bacon, adjutant of the 26th New York Volunteers. The intelligence carries a pang of special affliction to thousands of hearts, as well as for the nobler qualities of the young hero who has given his life for his country. As for the patriotic devotion, which at the outset of the struggle, led father and mother to surrender an only son, an offering to the cause they felt to be holy. July 13, 1863. We notice that Colonel Christian, formerly of the 26th, applied recently to the examining board for a command in one of the colored regiments. He was examined on Thursday last, and received the appointment of Major. October 3, 1863. Information has been received that leads to the belief that Spencer Kellogg Brown, 4th master of the gunboat Essex, has been hung at Jackson, Mississippi. He had rendered important service to Colonel Porter in gathering information of the rebel position along the Mississippi, and it was on this account he has been promoted to the rank of master. He was sent again on a similar dangerous mission, and probably was recognized by someone who had seen him on the former adventure. He was certainly arrested, and for some time was kept in irons at Jackson. Some paroled prisoners, arriving in St. Louis, bring words that the jailer told them he had been executed. He was a young man of the greatest bravery, and had been trusted by his superiors into the most important missions. Poor fellow, his zeal for his country's service carried him once too often into the jaws of death. He was the son of O.C. Brown Esquire, formerly of the city, and the grandson of Levi Cozzens Esquire, of the city, one of our elder citizens. October 7, 1864. The death of Lieutenant Buckingham, in a letter to Dan P. Buckingham, Esquire, from Lieutenant C.K. Dutton of the 146th Regiment, gives the particulars of the death of Lieutenant Charles Buckingham. The letter was written on Monday. Lieutenant Buckingham, who was wounded in the Wilderness, returned to the regiment day before yesterday. He slept with me last night, and went out on picket at 6 o'clock this morning. About 10 o'clock, he went outside of the line to exchange papers with a rebel officer. After a few minutes' conversation, he started to return, and just before he reached our lines, a party of rebels jumped up out of the woods, and without a word, fired. He was shot through the body, just above the left hip. He was brought into camp about noon, and placed in the major's tent. He sank rapidly, though he retained consciousness until 4 o'clock this afternoon, when he died. I was with him all the afternoon, until his death.